Hey everybody, Rorree here with the Goddess Isis Coven. I am in story time and the story is titled I Am Isis. So I am sharing with you stories on my journey to embodying Isis. I am Isis, the reincarnation of Isis in this lifetime as a human. Okay, so, and I shouldn't keep saying as a human, but I'll explain that later. Okay, so, So, the last part of the story, I was sharing with you the first time that I encountered dealing with darkness, the other side. Okay, so I told the mother about her daughter's situation, and she shared with me that her daughter, when she was a kid to the present, and she's a teenager, was she would put and present back then when this all happened. It did not happen recently. Okay, so she would put angels, stuffed angels, and all different type of angels all around her bed, and they were like her warriors. They were her protection. And so she shared with her mother that she did this because she wanted protection. She was scared. And so her mother had shared that she still had the angels and the stuffed animals and stuff, but now they were in a bag or something. I don't think she still used them, but they were in a bag or something, and they still had them. All right. So then the mother is telling me the different challenges that her daughter is having. And so I'm kind of doing a reading and letting the mother know what these things are. And, you know, I'm giving her more clarity now on what is in her daughter's space and how long it's been there. And it's all ringing a bell to her. You know, it's all like, oh my gosh, this is making sense now, right? So now we're going to go fast forward. So fast forward, one day I get a phone call and she says, Rorree, I need your help. And I'm like, what? And she tells me that her daughter is, I think this might have been the time, because there's been so many things. I'm not even gonna joke. Okay. I think this was the time when the daughter might have taken the car and ran into the tree, on purpose. And, you know, I think she may have said something like they were trying to kill her or something. So I think at this time, the daughter might have been aware that she had some kind of beings with her that did not mean her good, right? And so she said, Rorree, I need your help. Can you please come help me? And so she lived about an hour away from me. And I was a little terrified because I knew what was going on. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So I called one of the spiritual guys that I would go to for guidance at times. And I was like, Joe, I don't know what to do. You know, I told him part of the story. What do I do? You know, I've never had to do an exorcism, even though I had learned these things at BPI, but I never had to do that. You know, I released spirits before, but they weren't like dark spirits trying to be nefarious, you know? And so I was like, oh boy. And so he gave me pointers. He said, focus on the child within. Focus on the child within when you go. Don't engage with them. So he's giving me all these tips, right? And so I'm running the tips through my head. And so then I also had a friend who was an intuitive, and she was more seasoned than me. And so I called her and I was like, hey, Mo, her name's Monique. I was like, Monique, I need your help. Can you meet me over there? Now she was like an hour and a half away from me, but she was like an hour away from there. So, but Monique couldn't come. So I was going to have to go there. That was like an hour or so away. Then I was going to have to go there. That was another hour to an hour and a half. It was like going to be real special, all this driving. But I didn't want to do it by myself. You know, I didn't want to deal with this entity by myself because I had never done it before. And I already knew that I was dealing with a strong being. At least that's how I felt at the time. Okay, so I tell the young lady, look, okay, I'm going to come, and then we got to get her to come with me to go over there to Monique's operation so we can get all this done, right? Because I don't feel comfortable doing it by myself. I'm just being honest. That's what I told her. So I go, I'm like, I go pick up my mom. I say, Mom, it's some stuff going on. I need you to just come to pray. I need you to be the prayer warrior, okay? So I picked my mom up, and then we went to the house. And then when we get to the house, it's all these people there. And I'm like, what the hell? So all these people are there, and it was interesting. So I'm like engaging with the different people, and it was very weird. The energy was strange. And it was this one lady in particular that was really, really weird. And the energy, I was not feeling her energy. It was just weird. At the time I couldn't place it. I read the energy afterwards, and I'll tell you about that. So anyway, people had been going up and speaking with the young lady, the child. And so now that I'm here, I go upstairs, and the mother says, hey, Miss Rorree wants to speak with you. And so I go, and the room is pitch black, and she's on her bed. It was like a full-size bed. So she's sitting like on one side of the bed, like laying rather, not sitting. And then there was room for me to sit. So I sit on the bed, and I'm just looking at her. And when she opened her eyes, all I saw was black. So I immediately was like, holy crap, what the heck am I about to encounter right now? Like, why is the whole eyeball black? Okay. All right. So I was just like, oh, I didn't know what to think. I was saying, and then, Joe had told me, don't show fear. I'm like, how the hell do I not show fear? Like, oh my God, the eye is all black. Like, what? I feel like I'm in a movie. A horror movie. Okay. So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm going to continue in the next one.